Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The Kybalion. Vibration is the primal force that gave origin to our universe. It was the first phenomenon, a violent interaction between forces which led to all particles. Nikola Tesla understood this truth, as indicated by his words. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Today, studies are showing that not only do our everyday objects vibrate and have a certain frequency, but so do our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. In the next few minutes, we will explore the fundamental role our thoughts, feelings, and emotions play in the reality we experience. We will see how the reality we experience is not simply a random event, but has been deliberately shaped by our vibrational state. Additionally, we will analyze how by changing and raising our base vibration, we can immediately begin to experience a completely different reality. This concept goes beyond mere perception. When you effectively raise your vibrational state, you will observe significant changes occurring in your life trajectory, transporting you to an alternative reality, especially after practicing for a while. To understand this, we must embark on an exploration of the different vibrational levels of consciousness. Dr. David Hawkins, in his book Power versus Force, presented a series of discoveries about human consciousness. In that book, he demonstrates that all objects and beings possess an energy that vibrates at different frequencies. Hawkins created the scale of consciousness, a chart that equates emotions with different frequencies, covering a range from 1 to 1000. The graph of the scale of consciousness, elaborated by Dr. Hawkins, showed that consciousness, and therefore each human emotion, has a specific vibration. On the scale, it can be observed that harsh emotions such as shame, sadness, fear, or guilt vibrate at low frequencies, while feelings such as love, happiness, acceptance, and peace vibrate at higher and more uplifting frequencies. This study determined that the average vibrational level of a normal person is 207 on this scale. Why does this happen? Throughout our lives, we accumulate energy blocks and negative conditioning that drag us toward lower vibrations. Various factors lead us to this situation. There are internal factors such as limiting beliefs, traumas, or bad habits, as well as external factors such as fear and constant worry, resulting from the constant bombardment of the media and power structures. This context keeps us in a low vibrational state, affecting our creative power and our level of life satisfaction, which tend to be reduced. Interestingly, this is exactly where the system wants us to remain. What level should we aspire to? The level we should aim for is 500 or higher, as 500 is the vibration of love. By vibrating at this level, life becomes radically different. Love, joy, and abundance suddenly become within your reach. Pain, stress, and struggle fade away, and you become a magnet for what you truly desire. Although we can move between different levels at different times, we generally have a predominant state that we could call our base vibration. Your base vibration is influenced by your thought system. A thought system is the set of all beliefs, thoughts, conscious and unconscious, words and actions that a person maintains at a given moment. Our thought systems play a crucial role in shaping what we could call our vibrational state, which corresponds to a specific frequency. This base frequency has a significant impact on the circumstances and situations we attract into our lives, as everything is primarily determined by this energy footprint. As we have presented in other videos, the reality we experience reflects our internal world. As above, so below, as within, so without. The difficulty lies in that most of these thought systems are unconscious. We are not aware that we have them. They function like predefined programs that, while active, generate effects and results, whether we like them or not, and whether we are aware of them or not. Emotions are responsible for indicating to us at every moment which frequency is associated with a particular thought system. This is the fascinating role of emotions. They act as an indicator of the frequency at which each belief, thought, word, and action manifests in our experience. On a practical level, we can establish a vibrational scale that ranges from 0, representing a dense vibration, to 1,000, indicating a very high vibration, enlightenment. This is not simply about aesthetics, about beauty or ugliness. It's about energy. Each vibrational frequency, each vibrational state is associated with a specific amount of vital energy, a kind of fuel that allows you to live fully. You are making decisions, whether consciously or unconsciously, with every belief, thought, word, and action you carry out. You are materializing, at every instant, the amount of vital energy that manifests at that moment. According to what has been explained, you might assume that it is the thoughts you are thinking that generate feelings and emotions. However, what actually happens is that first there is a base thought program, an unconscious feeling or thought, and this base program gives rise to the thought of which you become aware, which then appears to evoke an emotion in response. But the truth is that the base program comes first. For example, when you find yourself in a peaceful mental state, that is your base program. When your feelings are of joy, love, and harmony, don't you notice how your thoughts always reflect this mood? The emotions that arise from those thoughts of peace, love, and harmony are an extension of the program from which the emotions originated. This dynamic creates a feedback loop that perpetuates the base program. The concept of a good or bad streak would make a lot of sense here. If you enter a positive spiral, it seems that everything flows, creating more positive events. The same happens in reverse. Emotions and moods constantly indicate to us the frequency with which we are tuning in with life. But keep this in mind. You don't directly choose your emotions. The only thing you can do about it is become aware of them. Whether you know it or not, believe it or not, what you are actually choosing at every moment are the beliefs you hold, the thoughts you harbor, the words you utter, and the actions you take in every situation of your life. If you don't like what you're feeling, you can choose to change the beliefs that sustain it, the thoughts that cause it, the words that confirm it, and the actions that support it. And to change them, the most effective way is to take it step by step, through approximation. For example, the leap from shame to guilt and from guilt to apathy involves a drastic increase in energy. These changes are reflected precisely in our physiology, where each emotional level correlates with a different amount of energy. The question is, how can we change our base vibration to experience and attract what we desire? Let's address some key aspects that we must understand to achieve this and live a life full of peace and purpose. Acceptance. What do most people tend to do when they learn about vibration and how to raise it? They tend to enter a mode of resistance. They think, what I'm feeling right now is bad, I must resist it and change it. If you identify with feelings like fear, desire, anger, or pride, you might label them as negative and seek to change them. However, every time you focus on changing something, often your energy is directed towards what you don't like, thus reinforcing it. Instead of resisting, it's important to allow and accept what you're feeling. Letting go is key, but often misunderstood. It's not about trying to let go, make it disappear, but rather let it be, allow it without resistance. When you fully accept what you're experiencing, even if it's anxiety or negative thoughts, you allow it to flow without resistance. Repression, suppression, expression, and surrender are common ways of dealing with feelings, with surrender being the most effective. Simply surrendering to what you feel can bring about profound change in your life. Acceptance is key to raising your vibration. Notice where it lies on Hawkins's scale, at the level of 350. By entering a state of acceptance, you can instantly free yourself from lower states of consciousness and elevate yourself. Effort and surrender. Learning to balance effort and surrender is essential in personal development and manifesting reality. We often focus on surrender, allowing things to happen without worrying about the how. However, we must also make conscious efforts in the present moment. This involves orienting towards the process rather than obsessing over the goal. True joy is found during the journey, not just in reaching a goal. So that's why learning to balance effort and surrender is so key, because when you focus on something, you are creating it with your intention. But then, when you let it go, you are leaving it up to the universe. Basically, you're saying, "This is what I want. This is what I intend. This is what I would like to experience." And once you let it go, you're basically saying, "My viewpoint may be limited. Maybe the universe, my higher self, already knows what's best for me." In this way, you are co-creating what happens in your life. Focusing and refocusing. This principle closely resembles the previous one. It's important to have a goal, but also to immerse yourself in the process and trust that the goal will be delivered to the universe. Your actions are within your control. The more you focus on what you can't control, the more things will be out of your control. Instead, by focusing on what you already have in your life, you will cultivate a sense of gratitude and abundance. It's true that we get more of what we focus on. If we focus on lack and scarcity, that's what we'll continue to get. The key to raising our vibration and manifesting the desired reality lies in how we use our attention and focus. Instead of resisting what is in the present moment, we must direct our attention towards what we want to experience. Successful reality creators focus on what they desire and take conscious actions to move towards it. It is when we focus on our desires and take action that the universe begins to work in our favor. Focusing doesn't mean ignoring challenges, but rather choosing where and how we direct our attention and energy. Where you direct your attention, you direct your energy, and where we direct our energy is where things manifest in our lives. Therefore, it is essential to choose wisely what we focus on and what energy we feed. However, we must be careful when applying this focus. Focusing too much on the goal and therefore on the distance between where we are and where we want to be can be counterproductive. That's why it's important to focus on what is within our reach and then surrender it to the universe. The law of assumption, which we have already discussed on this channel, can be very helpful in this process. I'll leave a link on this topic in the description. What we put on a pedestal becomes our obsession and creates imbalance. This imbalance generates resistance, lowering our vibration and increasing anxiety. Placing excessive emphasis on a goal pushes it away from us, generating obstacles and sabotage. By reducing the importance of these end goals, focusing on present actions, and surrendering the goal to the universe, we eliminate resistance and allow things to flow effortlessly. it is crucial to identify where we are attributing too much meaning and work on reducing it to achieve our goals more smoothly. In conclusion, to raise our vibration and create the desired reality, we must be aware of our thought system. By observing our emotions and feelings, we can detect in which vibrational state we find ourselves so we can change it and elevate it if necessary. Practicing acceptance and letting go allows us to transcend lower emotions to increase our vibrational state. Additionally, we must balance conscious effort with surrender to the universe, trusting in its collaboration to manifest our desires. Ultimately, directing our attention and energy towards what we want to experience without obsessing and with full confidence allows us to become masters of our own reality and live the life we've always imagined.